Hi, and welcome back to Where Wendy Travels, Where Wendy Creates. Today I wanted to work with some more junk journal pages where I'm going to put pockets in them and then wrap them up with some kind of lace or ribbon around the edge, make them that huggable, lovable that I love. And this is 12 by 12, a little bit thicker cardstock for scrapbooking. And I have folded it over, folded it in half, and made this for the outside pocket inside the front cover to hold the bulk of my signature. So I want to go ahead and seal up the edge of the pockets, put on some ribbon, and I was thinking maybe with this gray, the pink goes well, the purple goes well. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the pink this time. So I'm going to loosely measure. If you wanted to be precise, you absolutely could, but I'm going to loosely measure because I'm okay if the ribbon goes off the ends on the top or the bottom, because that just adds some feel-good bulk to my junk journals, which I love, that textural appeal to it. So we're going to trim that off just roughly at that. And I've taken this piece, I've folded it over, and in the process, not only is it going to look good on the side of my page, but by sewing this ribbon down, I'm going to be closing up that pocket. So let's go ahead and give that a whirl. I'm having the ribbon 1/3 off of the page to give a little bit of bulk and frilly to that page. Find my foot pedal. I'm going to back stitch to lock that stitch in. Then I'm going to reach underneath, hold on to that ribbon on the bottom, hold on to it on the top, make sure it matches, know where the edge of my page is, and I'm going to run right down that page. And by doing this, we're closing off that pocket so we can put any of our treasures, tags, envelopes, notes, tickets, whatever we have that we want to put in our junk journal, we can put that in because it's going to lock it in. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do the pink on both sides because a little bit of bulk inside of that huggable, lovable journal. The journals that I've been making lately are not the compressed type. They are the frilly, feel-good, textural kind. So let's go ahead and put that pink on the other side. And then I want to show you some of the pages that I've already done and some of the ribbons that I'm looking at for doing more of these pages. And again, what I'm doing is adding textural as well as visual appeal to my junk journals. Cut that one 1/2 inch too long, and I don't care. I like it to stick out beyond that page and look good. So again, about 1/3 of the ribbon off the page, about 2/3 on the page, but we're going to take that sewing stitch and line it right up the edge of that page. Again, locking in that pocket and adding that appeal to that page, both visually and texturally. And when we hug that journal, it is going to be very, very comfortable, very appealing to hold on to and even write in as we lay comfortably in bed or snugly on the couch while we journal. And again, keeps lots of treasures in there. We're going to add lots of journaling spots throughout the other pages. So I wanted to show you that. Let's do one more before I show you some of the other journals that I have been doing. I love the look on this one, and I'm thinking maybe the little purple looks good. Looks like I've got a roll of it, and some of it has come off, so I'm not sure if that's long enough to do. It looks like it's just short of doing a page, but let's double check, and maybe it is long enough. It's a little bit stretchy, but we don't want to torque the paper. So it looks like it's just short of doing that whole page. And stretching that elastic, it's going to make that page. So if we look at that, look how pretty that is. and I just don't want to torque that page too much, so I might leave it off the bottom just a 1/4 inch and be okay with that. So let's run down that line. Oops, get my thread ready so I don't pull that out of there. And I've got it on a straight stitch. And I want to run down both sides of the ribbon at the same time. So it's a little bit trickier here because we're dealing with that smaller ribbon closing off that pocket. And with the bulk of the ribbon, it's wanting to take the bottom or the top and throw it to the side. So I may have to go up this line one more time. That's a-okay, I do not mind. But I want to try and catch them both on the same stitch. And it looks like it's trying to stretch it out for me as we go. Okay, so let's see what I've got here. And it does look like it has moved it over a little bit. On this side, I think I see that it's caught the whole way. On this side, look how pretty that is. And it's stuck the whole side, so I love that. And what I might do, if I look through this journal a few times and that bothers me, I might just take even a purple marker comes to mind and put that in, or maybe even another line of those purple flowers. But I think that is just absolutely beautiful. Sticks out just a tiny bit beyond that page. So I'm really, really loving that. And let's cut another string that's a little bit longer than that so I don't worry about it bowing the page for this other side. And again, we're just going to roughly measure because I'm okay with it sticking out above or below the page, but I don't want it to be stretched and torque that page to where it doesn't want to lay straight. So I'm going to make sure that I have more than I need instead of less than I need. Okay, so let's do that one. And we're going to go ahead and start at the bottom of the envelope and go up this time. I'm not sure which way I started last time. Make sure we have the pretty part of the flower up. Just deciding which side that is. And then again, since I'm not using, you can use hair barrettes for this part. The little clippy hair things, not the ones with the teeth, but just the ones that like pop in and hold your hair, just the side of your bangs or stuff, to hold this into place. Likewise, I've used paper clips before. So anything, we don't want needles really to cut into the paper because that would dull your needles if you cared. But the hair clips work very well. The paper clips work very well. So I wouldn't have to hold it really tight and watch it as we go. I could put those hair clips or those paper clips every 2 inches, pull them out right before I get there, and that's going to hold my ribbon on both sides very well. So I don't have to be concerned if I'm sewing right on that straight stitch of the line or not. And this one as well, since I've got the bulk right in the center, it wants to tuck her off one way or the other. So we're going to tuck that in, hold it taut, run it a little bit slower than we normally do to try and get that in. And again, I am juggling. Since this ribbon does want to stretch, I'm trying with every movement of my hands not to let that torque the paper. So I'm trying to push that ribbon back onto itself instead of allowing it to stretch, because this is on paper, not on fabric. We don't want to bow it anymore. And it looks like I came a little bit in further on this side, the outside. Well, it's right off the edge on the one part. But that, overall, that I'm pleased with. So that looks real good. Right down here, I wish I was a little bit better on catching that. But that pocket is thoroughly covered. I could even trim a piece of that pocket off so less of the paper shows if that bothered me. And that looks real good. I'm happy. Okay, So we've got that one done, and I wanted to show you a couple of the others that I have done with the other ribbon. And this, again, is just making it huggable, lovable, that textural, beautiful feel on the edge. And it's not necessary to go all the way up. It's also nice to put additional papers to hide your little messages on as you go. And again, these are my pocket pages. Not all my pages are pockets, but about a third of them I do like to have some kind of tuck, belly band, or holder on that. And I've got two more here I wanted to show you. That I have the pockets. I've got just the lace on here. And what I did on this side was I held the lace and then I cut a very long piece off. So I had about 2 feet longer than I needed. And as I stitched, we just push that under like I do the fabric to make that gathering look there. And then on the top, because I do want fabric and height and bulk on all sides, this one I did put that on the very top as well. And this one I used, what do I have as a piece of paper? We'll use this paper here to show you that it's not a pocket because it's upside down, but it is a tuck. So we can go ahead and take things and put them in there and they stay. So that's a nice thing to have on the top, is a tuck. We can put tickets or papers or anything else, envelopes, letters, and just stick them up in there. So that's nice to hold them, as well as, of course, the pockets on the bottom. Okay, so let's look at this yellow one, and then I've got another one behind me I wanted to show you, and then that'll be it. But this one, the wood look on the 12 by 12 paper, I just put that yellow ribbon that I got on clearance in the past onto this, and we zigzag stitch this up, closing up those pockets. And you've got this beautiful silky feel of the ribbon, as well as I kind of like that pop of color throughout the journal in little bits. And then the other one, if I can reach it here, I took this one, and this one is using 2 different pieces of cardstock. And you saw me making some of these the other day, but we've added the frou-frou on the sides. So I just went up and down with that ribbon spool to make that beautiful. And thank you so much for joining me for this very short tutorial, how to add texture to my different junk journal pages, and how I do that with the sewing machine. Thanks so much. Have a great afternoon. See you soon.